Mother accused of poisoning her 4 children is seeking bail while she waits for her trial to begin. After a psychiatric evaluation, 24-year-old Zinhle Maditla was pronounced fit to stand trial for the December 2018 murders. Zinhle Maditla is at the Zinhle Magistrates Court and joins us for an update on the story. Slee, a very good morning to you. So last we saw Zinhle Maditla in court was earlier this month. Just give us an idea of what happened at that appearance and what you're expecting or what she'll be asking the court for today.
Well, like you said, UV, her last appearance was earlier this month, but in the previous month, in April, during that court appearance, the psychiatric evaluation reports finally came back, and it was declared that she was fit to stand trial. And what we understand that during her last appearance, this is when then she asked the court that she wants to basically get bail, and until the case can be, brought in for trial, she wants to be released on bail. So what we understand that what will happen today basically is that the bail application will be presented. She is being represented by legal aid, and at this stage we don't know whether the state will be opposing bail, but we do of course know that court will be starting at around 9 a.m. this morning, and that is when we will find out whether the state will oppose bail or whether they will allow her to be released on bail until her trial resumes.
Now, Asli, you've been covering the story since we heard of the tragedy and the shocking deaths of these children back in December. Just chatting to neighbours and family and friends, just take us back to maybe what could have led to this crime, what they have said about this mum and this family. What do we know about them, if anything?
Now, as we know, Zinhle Maditla is only 24 years old, and when the murders first emerged in December, it was around the 26th, in fact, of December, just after Christmas. And what we understand that the family says that they were together, everybody was happy, nobody really had an inkling of an idea that this tragedy was actually about to occur. We understand that the bodies, of course, were found a few days later, around the 27th and the 28th of December, around there, and they were found by the family members. In fact, Zinhle Maditla called her family and said she had left a gift for them in her room. She was renting a room, and the family, of course, was shocked to find a really foul smell coming from the room. And in fact, when the bodies were found, they had already begun decomposing. And a day before the bodies were found, in fact, Zinhle Maditla, handed herself over to the police and presented herself as the person responsible for the deaths of her children, which is why I think this bail application is coming as a surprise, because what we understood was that she was going to come to the court and in fact plead guilty to the murders, but now that she's been found fit to stand trial, it seems that there may have been some new developments, or she's had a change of heart. We don't know. We will hear what her legal representative will be presenting to the court, but the family was really shocked to find out, to find those bodies. I mean, these were 4 children between the ages of 8 and 11 months, 2 girls and 2 boys, and what was suspected really during the funeral coming from the MEC of Social Development here in Mpumalanga was that it is suspected that she could have been suffering from postnatal depression, seemingly struggling as a young mother with 4 children. But those details will, of course, be ventilated in court, and the psychiatric report also referred to find out exactly what could have led to this. But the report's really stating that she's fit to stand trial, and so today we hear whether she will, of course, be getting bail ahead of her trial.
Now, these past 2 court appearances, Slee, if she was in court, what did she seem like, and has there been any kind of support from her, for her, from the family or friends?
Well, her past couple of appearances, whenever she comes up to the dock, she always has her head down. She looks very sad. In fact, speaking to her family that has been visiting her in the psychiatric hospital as well as in jail, they're saying that she's very remorseful about what she's done. It seemed that she may have had a mental breakdown of some sort, but the family seemingly is very supportive of her, saying that she does regret what she did. They have forgiven her. In fact, they have been supporting her in all her court appearances, making sure that they are in court to support her, and saying that, they can't hold any grudges. In fact, they can also, maybe take some of the blame, because they had no idea that she was suffering in silence. And so they've said that they're going to plead with the court to be lenient on her and not to give her a very heavy sentence, because already she is suffering the consequences of having allegedly killed her children, seemingly that she hasn't pleaded guilty at this stage, despite the fact that she has presented herself to the police as the person responsible for killing her children.
And what of the father of these children, Slee? Slee, I'm not sure if you can still hear me, but what do we know about the father of these children? Has there been any sign of the father, if we've seen or heard from him? Okay, we seem to be having a problem with our line to Slee there, but we get the gist of this appearance. Zinhle Maditla asking or seeking bail and getting support from the family, who say she seemed to have suffered some sort of breakdown.